Okay, guys, so welcome into another Sunday night Scrapping Irish Live. You can see up in the corner, Q&A, questions and answers. If anyone has any questions, we will do our best to answer them. Let me just make sure everything is live on the YouTube side. Yes, everything is live there. So welcome in, guys. First person in tonight was Pop Scrap. Good old Pop Scrap, busy doing his copper brass. See him stripping out a was it a skybox today? I think he was doing on a video. So welcome in. Good to see you, sir. Followed in by American's Favorite Hoarder. Followed in by Electronic Scrapper. Followed in by HH Recycling. Good to see you guys. I've gone back to StreamYards. If you noticed, I was using the free version of StreamYards, but they have a sale on at the moment, and the paid version is back down lower than what I used to pay before. So have decided to renew it for another year. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in there. Everyday Solars, Patrick Williams, welcome in. See you Scrapping, welcome in. Good to see you. JRA Cat, welcome in. So there's a few new features on StreamYards, like the chat showing up there in the thing in the corner. That's something new. I was just testing it out to see what it's like. So it means I can go full screen now and I can catch the chat coming up without having to have the chat running on a sidebar. It's up actually on the video as well. Let me see, make sure I did hit the link or pin the link. I did. Let me see. Andy, welcome in. Good to see you as well. Anyone else there that I missed coming in? No, that's it. So what has everyone been working on? If you watched my last video on YouTube, you will have seen I had done a nice little goal. Hey, Miss Canadian Scrapper. Good to see you. I haven't been over to your channel in a while. I must make a trip to your channel. Sorry about that. Just been so busy. I need to catch up on a lot of things. Winter's coming. That's for catching up on YouTubers videos. You try and do as much work as you can when the summer's here. Thanks for coming in, appreciate it. So don't forget, guys, to hit that like as you come in the door. Appreciate that. Winter Fam. I just said winter's coming. In comes Winter Fam. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. I think were you over on the TikTok earlier? If it's the same person, maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe it was you. Mike's Meltdown. Welcome in. Good to see you. I do live today on Hotel Microwave 2 of everything in it. Nice. Okay, so 2 transformers and 2 of the motors and stuff like that, all that sort of stuff, was it? Patrick Paul Frost, welcome in. Good to see you. Great to see you. Let me see. Anyone else? Everyday Solid just saying hi to Evie, Winter Fan, not Fam, Andy, and all from the Shark stream. Richard Irish wanted to say hi but can't watch this week. Going to take my daughter's son-in-law and grandson to dinner a few hours away. No problem at all. Thanks for checking in, Richard, and hopefully you've hit the thumbs up and enjoy your dinner. Jeanette Pickering, welcome in. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing your cookery this week, Jeanette. Some nice stuff you're going to do there. Something different, isn't it? Everyday Solars. Enjoy, Richard. Okay, so yeah, if you were watching, you would have seen the nice gold drop I got out of it. It was a bit more than I expected, about 1 gram more. I was suspecting around 10 grams in total. Ended up getting 11. Welcome in, Shark Scrapper. Good to see you. So
hello.
Welcome to the new StreamYards layout.
Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. You got the chat is visible on the screen.
Yeah, I can turn it on and off. So like it means I can make my screen big screen in the background. I can make this screen full size and not miss the chat. The chat will still show up on the actual live stream as well. So it's kind of handy that way. That if you want to make it bigger, you can, and you'll still get all your chat.
Yeah, of course. for me, what it means is I have to do this to read it.
Yeah. Well, you can
Oh,
still.
yeah. Okay.
You can still. And if you made, are you full screen on your on your computer? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. See, I've a 32-inch screen I'm working off here in front of me. So when I have it at full screen, the chat is perfect to read in the corner for me. There's no issue on the chat. The only thing is, if someone comes into the basement, I don't know they're in the basement straight away if I have it on full screen. So then I have to every so often I have to go check, pop out, and check and see if there's anyone in the basement.
Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah.
I have to turn on that bell sound. I think there's a bell sound you can turn on if someone comes into the basement. Somewhere in there again, I just need to find where that is and turn it on. Then if someone comes into the basement, there'll bell on it. Hey, Christopher, welcome in. Does anyone know? Does anyone know how Mike is doing? I don't, honestly, because I don't have a phone number for Mike, so I haven't been texting him or anything like that. So I don't know how Shark anymore. How were you talking to E-Waste Mike? How is he doing?
Yes, I have spoken with Mike. He's okay. I'm not at liberty to share any details, but he's okay. He had a bit of a scare several days ago, but it's all good now. So he's just trying to decide if he when he's going to come back up and how much he's going to share and those kind of things. So
yeah.
We'll give him his space and we'll let him get better.
We wish him a speedy recovery. As I say, that's all we're going to do. HH Recycling going to be getting my winter workspace ready, but we'll be listening in. Might try and find the laptop and can watch along. No problem at all. HH Recycling, start getting your stuff together for the. We're on the other side of the year now. We're past the 6 months. We're past the halfway point, so we're heading back into the winter. That's what we can look forward to. Long, wet, dreary, cold nights. Something to look forward to.
Man, we've been having that up here for the last couple nights. We had a cold front come in and it moved in slow. So for the last 2 days, it's just been a constant, slow, cool rain. It was like, I felt like I was in Ireland.
What temperature had you?
Mid 60s.
Okay, what are we at? We're probably mid 60s, but we call that warm weather. Let me see what we're at today. In Celsius, yeah, we'd be 66 Fahrenheit today, 19 degrees, and we call that warm. You're not used to it, you see. You're not. That for us, that's a warm day. That's t-shirt weather.
That's t-shirt weather, huh?
You're just not ready for that. We love old fuzzy. Christopher, just seeing starting in the chat. And I can't use the shipping container as a workspace. I have to move back into the building. Yeah, but you have a fine building there. I don't know why you didn't do that building when years ago you started doing that building, HH Recycling. If we go back on your videos when you started doing the YouTube videos on the recycling, you were planning out what you were going to do in the big building, what was going where, and then you just decided, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I remember that.
Welcome in. Good to see you. Best wishes to Mike. Watch Call Electron Scrapper has 80 degrees today where he is. Yeah, see that, Patrick Williams. Him saying it's cool and us saying it's like we were sweating doing any work in the temperatures we have. It's not a fine building. It probably has to be torn down. Well, it looks okay from what I could see. Yeah, I dropped a steel door on my leg Tuesday morning and had to get 6 stitches in it. Oh,
ouch.
Yeah, I was doing a TikTok live.
Man,
people were asking, do you get many cuts or injuries from scrapping? And I said, to be honest, I haven't got that many or serious cuts or anything like that. You get the odd cut and you get the odd little thing. But I said, the person they need to look at is Ian Matthews. He's the man that seems to get the most amount of cuts in the scrapping world. So I said to them, they'll need to go and check him out if they want to see thing. I was watching Ian Matthews' video today, and he actually used a grinder on his he used a guard on his grinder. Sorry, used a guard on his grinder today. So Shark Scrapper, you are you're a good influence on him. You're actually working on it. Hundreds of thousands to get up to code, and it isn't worth that. Okay, fair enough, HH. I wouldn't be putting hundreds of thousands into it either. It's in a crappy spot right on my shin. Oh, that's the worst ones when you get a belt on the shin. Oh, on his toenails. Oh, a guard, okay. She thought I was going to say he used a grinder on his toenails. Yeah, but he was taking apart a motor to see was it worth taking them apart, or just to bring them in as they are. Oh, I'm very tired today for some reason. So, the Geek is Geek Shark getting the sack after his bad maths?
Oh, he's in serious trouble. I mean, he's just so chagrined at making such a rookie mistake.
I was going to say he must have gone to the Ian Matthews School of Maths.
It's interesting that over on your side of the pond, people call it maths with an S.
Yeah.
And over here, we just say math. We don't put an S on the end.
Yeah. We just say maths. We're in maths class today. Did you do your maths?
Yeah. Just another one of those interesting language differences. I always enjoy those.
Ralph Morrick, welcome in. Good to see you, Ralph. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. I don't need 16-foot high ceilings. No, 16-foot high ceilings are. I don't think you'd be tearing anything down that big. Now, come on, Irish. That is out of order. Shark will never do that. Bad at maths. Yeah, it was Geek Shark.
I had in the old Shark cage, I had very tall ceilings. I don't know if you remember the old Shark cage that was easily 16 plus feet. But the previous, it was built as a warehouse kind of space. So, the previous tenant had shelving stacked up on one side that was like 3 tiers high or something like that, So they had a forklift in there that they'd be stacking stuff. And I asked them if I could buy the shelving in the forklift, and they said no, and they took it all. So that was a bummer.
Yeah. Well, you'd only have to have sold that shelving anyhow then, because you wouldn't have been able to put it into the new Shark cage where you are now.
That's right. It wouldn't fit in there now.
Nope. Yeah. So it would have been more hassle in the end for you anyhow. We don't need to heat. We don't need to heat it for 8 months though. Okay. I was going to say something. Yeah, you were on about now and again. This is not whether I'm pro tariff or against tariffs or whatever. Before people start thinking that's the thing, I was just saying it's amazing how the tariffs did affect the copper price. So within as soon as the announcement came out about what they were doing with the copper tariffs in America, the copper price just plummeted down through the. It wasn't like it took a couple of hours or took a day or 2 or 3 days to sink in. It was instant. As soon as whoever read through that, and as soon as next thing, prices started plummeting straight away. Within, I'd say, I don't know how long it took, but they did start plummeting very, very quickly.
It did. It crashed fast.
Yeah, Hey, Tag, welcome in. Tag is a guy. I think that's Tag that does be the moderator on Ralph Morrick's live gaming streams. So welcome in, Tag. Yeah, so it's interesting to see how that happened so quickly. And I think it was only last week or the week before, maybe 2 weeks ago, we were talking about projections for copper prices going up to 7 something and 8 something, and then all of a sudden we're looking at copper prices being projected down as low as $3 something. It could fall to before eventually climbing back up a bit, but not getting to the highs that they were things. So it just shows you how quickly things can change. Now it's nice to see gold prices are still holding their own. that they're staying up there on it as well. So like them 11 grams of gold I got during the week, it's nice to see that their prices are nice and high if I was going to cash in.
Yeah, for real. Gold is doing well. So I was just messing around with the trading economics chart, and it looks like the window for when the price crashed was within a 15-minute window.
Yeah.
It went from basically 5.5 a pound down to 4.5 a pound. So it lost $1 a pound in less than 15 minutes on the futures market.
Yeah, it like lost 20% of its value, nearly a fifth of its value was wiped off it very quickly. So that just shows you how volatile the markets are, not just in general on copper, but on any metals, how they can be affected by one thing, and you know how you can. I know when I say lose money, it's not really lost money if you haven't cashed it in because you never had it in the first place to lose it. So how you can your earnings can be affected, we'd say, very quickly. What your projected earnings can be, you know. So
I mean, there are people out there that because they see, before the announcement and before the prices crashed, there were people out there that were, because I saw these videos, copper is the new gold, this kind of stuff. And so I know that there were people out there that were buying copper at ridiculous prices in anticipation of it going up. They may have actually lost money because if some of those people actually did what they were alluding to in some of their videos, they lost money.
But I know scrappers that do buy copper wire to strip it out to make money on. So they buy the wire, they strip it out, and they make a bit of money. But now all of a sudden, that money they were going to make from stripping it out may be gone, because the difference from what they paid for it and what they're going to get when they strip it out may be the exact same what they paid in the first place. Because that might have been, they might have had a 20% margin where they were saying, yeah, I'll make 20% on this when I strip it out. But now, because copper dropped by 20%, that's gone. So they're going to just break even, maybe, if they're lucky on it. So that's where the danger. That's why I never buy any scrap material. I only bought the stuff from eBay at that time. A disclaimer: where I bought the eBay stuff to do a video, that was the reason I bought it. And but other than that, I never, because I always get, when I'm on doing my TikTok lives, I always get people saying, "Oh, I've got so much computers. How much would you give me for them computers?" And I say, nothing. I don't want them. Keep them. If you want money for them, sell them if someone will buy them. But I don't buy any of that stuff, because, again, as a hobbyist, I won't be moving it on quick enough. I won't be going through the material quick enough. I mightn't break stuff down for a week sometimes, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And if prices are that volatile, then you could lose the money you had paid for it. The Irish sucker state. By the way, welcoming Kevin. I couldn't say hi. We were just in the middle of a chat there when Kevin came in. So welcoming Kevin as well. Good to see you. Was anyone else coming in there while I was talking? I don't think. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Send all the computers over here. Tag computing. Yeah, very true, Tag. Send all the computers. No, I had a guy text me during the week, said, "Oh, I have loads of computers. What will you give me for them?" I said, "No, I don't want them. I keep them." And then he texted me again, "Oh, look, I don't want them anyhow. You can have them for free." So like, first he was trying to see would I pay for them, and then when he seen there was no, I wasn't going to pay for them, he just wanted them out of his way in the first place. So he was chancing his arm. So there we go. But I still haven't collected them yet.
You can't blame him for trying to make a little bit.
Hey, I have no problem if someone was willing to buy them off him, and someone was going to offer him money. I don't expect him to give them away for free, then, do I? So I don't expect him to give them away for free.
I sold a real nice computer shell locally. It was a gaming shell. It was, when you looked at it, it looked like a stormtrooper. It was really cool looking. And I went in and it had a good motherboard. It was a little bit older. It was an i7 6700. It had 3 RAM sticks, 4 gigabytes each, power supply, no hard drive. But I put it up on Marketplace for $100, and I must have had 20 people, asking me about it, and wanting the specs and all that kind of stuff. And I had these people that were coming in saying, "Will you take 25? Will you take 50?" But then there was this one guy that came in and said, "Hey, can I come over and pick it up now?" So it's like, and the guy, he's a hobbyist. He rebuilds computers for fun. And so for him, this was just, he said, "This is a great price, man." He said, "I got no problem with this at all." In fact, when he showed up at the Shark Cage, he's like, "What else you got?" So he ended up buying a few more things while he was there, because like, "Oh man, I really need that. How much you want for that? Hey, I could use that." So it was in that case, it was a fun experience, because the guy he knew what he was talking about, and he wasn't trying to nickel and dime me to death.
Yeah. Plus, you've met another contact now who may be a source that when you come across something interesting, he may be interested in buying it again. That sort of thing. So it might be another source for you. And again, he may come across some stuff that may be of interest to you. He might come across somewhere where there's someone getting rid of a load of PCs they need clearing out and stuff. So it's always good to be making them contacts.
Yes, exactly.
Now, Ralph Morrick, don't you be putting Tag off there. Be careful, Tag. The scrapping rabbit hole is very deep. It starts off as, I'll just do this, and it turns into an Ian Matthews shed full of stuff. And again, Ian Matthews saying, making space to put more stuff into the space. It ends up being that sort of situation. It never ends. It never ends. So it doesn't. It never ends on it.
Sometimes, like with Ian, it reminds me of a game we used to play in high school. It's like, how many people can you fit in an elevator? And the answer was always one more.
Yeah, one more. Get one more in. We get one more in. So is the computer rabbit hole. Yeah, the building computer rabbit hole will be that too. I was going to say something else. It begins with S as well. Everyday Solace could end up being a hole, and it starts with S as well. That 486 motherboard and processor is selling for that you got, you mean, Mike's Meltdown. The 486 motherboard and processor, I presume I got, is selling for $150 on eBay right now. Okay, cool. Ian has been crawling out of that hole for years. That was my play on the words. Also Irish, yeah. That's what it can turn into. But Ian is making good progress now. I have to give it to him. He is making good progress on his shed. He painted his floor. He was able to see his floor, and when he could see his floor, he actually painted it as well. So there you go. That's real progress. When a man can actually paint the floor, he's making progress. Before that, it was like you couldn't see the floor.
When I moved into the new Shark Cage, I asked them if they would paint the deck before I moved in. It was all chipped up and the paint was peeling and everything. And they said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Well, it's like, the paint is all chipped and peeling and it's all coming up because they didn't prep the floor. They didn't do any of that kind of stuff. They just went in and slapped some gray paint on the deck. And so, it's going to look just as bad as it did the day before I moved in. So.
His last video is filled again. I wasn't filled that bad. I watched his video today, the one he put out today. It's not too bad. It's filling up again, but it's still better than it was. I decorate my floor weekly. With screws all over it. That's the decoration. I haven't actually been in my shed in a while, scrapping stuff out. I've been scrapping it up outside or whatever, because it's been good weather, so I take something out and I'll scrap it outside or whatever. But I must go in and tidy the sheds, a bit more, because the winter will be coming and I'll be having to work in the sheds again once the winter comes. And I was doing a lot more gold refining outside than actually scrapping stuff out. So, because I had a lot of boards and stuff that I needed to recover the gold from. So I'm kind of running out of the boards again. So I'm going to have to start scrapping stuff out again to get more boards.
And that's a good place to do your gold refining, is outside, because you've got, maximum ventilation. Anytime you're doing that in an enclosure, you're at risk.
Yeah, and I still put the mask on when I'm taking the covers off and stirring anything up. I still put the mask on anyhow, regardless. Yeah. But, when it's outside, you can I walk away from it. I don't really need to be there on it because I know now kind of what heat to have set it to and stuff like that. Where when I started first, you'd have to be watching it all the time and have I set that too hot? Is there too much in there? Will it boil over? But I've kind of got on top of it there, so it doesn't take as much watching as it used to. May not be covered in stuff right now. I'd say covered would be my answer to that. Popscrap said, you got lots to work on. I'll have boards again in 2 weeks for you. So Popscrap does give me his old boards when he's taking apart, if he comes across computers and stuff like that. He's after the copper and the brass and the aluminium and that sort of stuff. He's not as he said, he's got kids in his house and stuff like that. So he's never going to be messing with the assets. So he gives me the boards then. So he's getting another pile of boards ready for me. So there we go. It's handy to have people like that on your doorstep. But so any steps closer to doing your gold refining, Shark? Have you looked at more into it yet or anything like that? Or
I've been pricing some stuff out. I'm talking to some of the different companies about so I'm debating right now between going with a fume hood or going with a fume extractor. The difference being that, a fume extractor, imagine a big vacuum cleaner. And so you have the nozzle that's right there and it's pulling all the fumes away and going through a filter before it goes outside. Whereas in a fume hood, everything is enclosed in the box.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide which one of those two arrangements would make the most sense for me. I have about a year left on the lease for this space.
Okay.
And I might want to relocate. So I want something that, has some portability to it as well.
Yes. Yeah. That if you move to another spot, that you can bring it with you easy enough without too much hassle and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of these fume hoods are also just really heavy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And really costly.
Yes.
They're not a cheap item. A proper fume hood isn't a cheap item. So it's something that if you're going to be investing into that sort of money, you want to be busy at it to have plenty of material. But you have plenty of material. That's the good thing about it. You get plenty of RAM, you get plenty of chips, you get plenty of all gold bearing material. So you have plenty of material to keep you busy. That'll be the thing about it,
And I like the extractor idea because I can more easily position cameras for the video recording. Whereas if I'm using a fume hood, it's usually you've only got the one panel that you can see through.
Yeah,
so
but it's okay.
It might be side panels depending upon the manufacturer. So
yeah, but it's still okay for doing it because you look at Sweet Teeps. His one is just a fume hood, and his videos he does it there with one angle. And as I say, he's the guy that is the top guy for doing gold recovery on YouTube. So if he's able to do it with a fume hood, then anyone should be able to do it.
Oh, I agree. There's stuff. It's just those are the kind of just considerations that I toy around with as I'm trying to decide which way to go.
Yeah, what God is saying there, Electron Scrapper saying his fume hood is on locking wheels, so his is like a mobile one, so he can move it around wherever he wants in his location.
Yeah, but if I had to move it someplace, I'd have to still roll it up onto
Yes.
back of the truck, or I mean, probably wouldn't be that bad to get it up on a lift gate and load it up in a truck with a lift gate. So
yeah, it's something I looked at at one stage, was doing it, but then I was saying, look, at it's going to be the cost of it. I don't get enough material to make it worth my while, and I wouldn't be doing it all the time. Like I say, once I get my melting up, my copper melting and brass melting, I'll be doing a lot more of that in the next couple of while. It'll be a lot less gold recovery stuff. I'll be doing a bit more the melting of the copper and brass and stuff like that I've built up, and aluminium and stuff like that. That's be more what I'll be doing for the next while once I get everything sorted on that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
well, and I've also been looking at the used material that's on the auction sites.
yes.
So, a fume hood from the college that is upgrading their stuff, or a business that went out of business, or, sometimes you can, on the auction sites, find decent material that's half or a quarter of the cost of what it would be new.
Yeah, exactly. That's something to keep an eye out for. High horse and panels, working on his train layout. Okay. What is Mike saying? V2 cameras are cheap. I have one inside my hood. Okay. Speaking of melting, I ordered, what is he? Oh, hold on. We see US Mike has popped down there in the chat. Give me a minute. Speaking of melting, I ordered a new thermocouple for my furnace. No more tipping the breakers. Yeah, tripping the breakers. No more of that. Okay, hi all, I'm half dead, but still here. Thanks you all for checking in on me, except for Shark. Oh, God, Mike. Yeah, we're wishing you a speedy recovery, Mike. So we're wishing you a speedy recovery. I will be able to melt copper and bronze once again. Cool. Maybe you buy one at 79 cents. Mike, and eat well. There you go, Andy, saying, get well soon, you legend, love you, eat well. Okay, so yeah, that's great to see Mike popping in there and saying hi. As we say, he'll be back with us all soon, hopefully. Ralph is saying, love you, Mike.
What do you mean, hopefully? What do you mean, hopefully?
Back soon, like he'll be back at some stage, but sooner, I mean, hopefully sooner than later.
Who wants him back at all? Get your act together, Mike. Either croak or get back together. Come on, one or the other, man. Commit, man.
Talking about getting acts together and sorting their life out, we have email. Jesus.
Oh!
I can see Ralph Morrick now pulling the headphones off his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry for my exuberance. But when a man meets a challenge, he's just got to tell the world.
Yes, well, I was saying you are making good progress on it. Well, you were making good progress, and then you had a little slip up, and then you're back on it again. Like, you're like, that when the person who's in the Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever, they have a slip up sometimes, if they start off again at stage 1. So you're back at stage 1 now again.
I'd love to take the camera off and show you, but I don't touch the camera. It's temperamental. But
yeah.
You all know everyday Solars, don't you?
Oh, I think we do, yes.
Yeah, just imagine Earthshed.
What God said there, Tag Computing was saying his headphones were on quite high volume, so you've obviously burst someone's eardrums there, Ian.
Sorry, Tag. It's I'm just sometimes naturally ebullient.
Well, I was just saying there.
Ooh, big word. Had more than 2 syllables.
I was saying earlier, Ian, I was doing, I done a TikTok live earlier today, and I was taking stuff apart, and people were asking me, as a scrapper, do you get many cuts on your hands and stuff like that? And I said, no, I said, lately I haven't got any bad cuts or anything. I said, but the guy you should go and watch is Ian Matthews on YouTube. I said, because he manages to cut himself when he's fluffing a pillow.
So true, so true. Oh, see that there? Oh, I was screwdriving. I had a black glove on, and it slipped, and I went, oh, ow, ouch. I nearly did a shot going like, when you peek through the hole in your glove and it's all red. But I didn't.
Now, Ian, was this one of those neoprene gloves, or was it a cloth glove, or because those neoprene gloves don't give you a whole lot of protection.
No, but Shark, other guys, people who know what I do. I push a mouse all day, so I've just got to keep my hands soft. That's all I've got to do. Soft.
And you don't do it every day anymore, Ian. You only do it 2 days a week, is it?
Yeah, 2 days a week's getting too much. Too much, 2 days.
Oh, he'll be down to 1 day soon. He'll be down to 1 day.
Oh
soon.
my God, that wire set me back something rotten.
What are we? When you say the wire, did you collect it? Is it, or do you mean the wire you were stripping out, or what are you on about?
You don't watch my videos.
No. I mean, what I'm saying about when you got all the stuff back into the shed. That one. Are you on about that, or are you on about the video done today, stripping out all that wire by hand off the motors? I'm saying. What one are we talking about? Because like that was a tough
where
job.
I've got an absolute care boot full of stuff and reels of unopened wire, and it's like I can't strip it. I can't. It's not right.
And did you sell that wire? Or what? Well, of course you didn't.
Well, I only got it 2 days ago. Give me a chance.
I was going to say you have it there now. As I'll do something with that someday, and it'll be there for 7 months.
My neighbour works on building sites. He's a pointer, so obviously they know electricians. So I've seen him, and I said, "Look, I've got all this stuff. I don't want to scrap it. I'm quite happy for him to look how much it is and give me half price."
And what about the electrician guy you do buy wire off?
Huh?
Would he not buy it off you?
He tends to be, he's a subcontractor, so in everything he gets, he's supplied to him.
Yeah. He's not actually buying the wire. The wire is already there on the job for him.
Which is why he gives all his offcuts to me, because it's all been paid for. It's like at work. I cry. I buy steel at £750 a ton. Or should I say the customer does. And then they cut off what they want and they throw the rest in the skip. And because I'm looking at the next job where we're cutting 500 pieces at that much, I'm like, why are you throwing away that stuff? And it's like, well, the customer paid for it. And it's gone. And the customer will pay for the next lot. And I'm like, yeah, but you could maximize your profits by taking all those offcuts and cutting them down into that bits. And then my boss argues with the labour content and all that
lot. Welcome in, Ed, by the way. Good to see you, Ed. Thanks for coming in. But anyhow, go on.
I'm sorry,
carry on.
go ahead.
No, carry on. It's a question for Ian. You carry on first.
I was going to say, I'm always surprised by that too, because I have stuff that I get from contractors, and I can understand that they're not allowed to splice Romex together for long runs. They have to use one, virgin piece of wire, but they always have short runs that they have to do. So why do they give me these boxes of cutoffs that might still have 15, 20 feet of wire in them? It's just like, dude, really? You can't use that for short runs or something?
It's a scrapper's dilemma.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to help it out and take it from them, but
Me too as well, Shark. Me too as well.
I was going to say, Ian, on today's video you done you mentioned good old snobby scrap picker. I cannot remember that machine he made for pulling out the motors. I can't remember it, so I can't.
Oh well, I did.
Yeah, are you sure it was him? Yeah,
I'm positive it's him. Oh, I tell you what a pain in the ass there. Absolutely. Right, okay, you can strip the ends off, grinder off. You could split the claw, it's off. And you can get that lovely copper out. But once you've got that stator, that's lacquered in forever. You cut one end off. I tried punching it through. No way. I had to cut the other end off, and it was torture punching every one through. Okay, I could throw one half in the fire eventually, because I can't have a fire on at the moment. It's summer, but the time, the cost difference, £3.50, £4. I spent an hour. All right, I was filming it, so it's probably a bit less.
So what would you? How long do you think if you weren't filming it? How long would it have taken you to strip that out?
I think if I got organised, it'd be down to 30 minutes because I'd use my 9-inch angle grinder, so I'd spend less time grinding. Yeah, it's a double hander in it. Straight off. In the vice, straight through, knock it apart. Now that I know I don't have to take the other part off, I'd kind of forgotten that. I'd probably get it down to 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
So 2 of them in an hour. How much did you say the difference was?
Yeah, £3.50, £4. So you're making £8 an hour.
£8 an hour. But is it worth it? Could you could make more than £8 an hour stripping something else?
Yeah.
Unless
you sat on it until the price of copper went up, and I was watching Shark Scrap, and apparently it's gone
down. Yes.
So I'm interested to know about brass because I rang the scrapyard on Friday. It's only Sunday today, isn't it? I said, how much is the price of brass? I got a young girl on the phone, Libby, and it was like, £3.90. And I heard Ella in the background. Is that Ian? She went, yeah. She went, we'll give him £4.
Oh, don't you get the good treatment, don't you?
So I said, right, it's too late today to bring it in because it's about 3:30, and the last take in is 4:30, and it will just take too long to get it there. So I just hope the price is still £4 on Monday, tomorrow, and it's going in.
Tell me this, Ian. We haven't seen a video from you in the scrapyard for a long time. Have you been stopped from filming in the scrapyard or something?
No, not at all. It's just, what is there to show when you go to a scrapyard? I don't be Scout's Jed that much, so
yeah. Well, it's interesting to see sometimes when you go through the bins what people have thrown in there. I find that interesting. Looking at some of the stuff that's been scrapped in, what's been turned in. That would be interesting sometimes.
I would like to have filmed the last time I went, which is only it's only last Friday.
Yeah.
A week last Friday. And there was a load of brass stuff thrown in. Horse brasses, brass dishes and everything.
Oh, poor old Saunders. I hope you took some pictures and
that's about it. But in the yard was a lot of big cable. I mean, cable like that. And I thought, I don't film this really. No, they probably don't want me to film this. So, and you never know the people. It's okay when I know Scouse Jed's in or Traveller Joe and a few other guys. They don't mind me filming. Some other people, they don't like you filming.
Some people will be may not be licensed for a start, maybe to be doing it, or maybe they're not meant to be working and they're doing it. stuff like that, and they'd be afraid that they'd be spotted on a YouTube video and they could affect their they could get a tax bill all of a sudden.
I tell you, I wanted to record this so bad, but I didn't because I haven't had this discussion with the yard owner yet. I was at the yard and this flatbed shows up with a huge generator unit. I mean, it's hanging out about a meter on either side of the flatbed. They had to have the wide load trucks with them. And as they were coming down, they couldn't fit on the scale. So they had to go down the road to one of the big commercial trucking companies to get on the scale to weigh. But anyway, they're coming in the yard and the flatbed is trying to back into the yard and maneuver so that the cranes can lift this thing off of the flatbed. And it kind of jackknifed a little and the load shifted. And I mean, it basically shut down the yard for like 4 hours while they tried to get the crane, because then they couldn't get their cranes in the right position to get this thing lifted up. Oh my God, it was just a mess.
Yeah, that'd be the worst of it. Everyone else then waiting to get in, giving out, probably saying, why am we waiting for this and whatever, if you don't have the room to move them trucks in some of them yards, you know.
I mean, it's amazing. A couple of weeks ago, I went and you can imagine that. I mean, that's quite big, isn't it? Like 2.5 inch, 3 inch across. Armored cable that had been weighed in. You can imagine it was 3 quadrants inside of that. They were in lengths that big. And I went, who the flipping heck has weighed them in as armored? Yeah.
Could you not just get an angle grinder, cut down through it and split it out and
he went,
take out the copper?
I said, surely you just didn't give them an armored price for that. And he went, no, we give them on a percentage based. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, really? Yeah. You look at that and it's armored, mate. Armored, sorry.
Yeah. You know, and just as you said, a quick cut down the side, split it open, and nice clean copper inside. You know,
yeah. Maybe they don't have the time. Will the yard process that? Yes, Solas did do. They have a lovely machine. Honestly, you put the stuff in. There's a girl called Libby. You might have seen her behind the counter.
I thought Libby was the one that signed that card for.
That was a in different county altogether. But Libby is the daughter of Ian, the fork truck driver.
Okay.
So he's got her a job there. She started off on the stripping the wire. She's built her way up. Now she's behind the counter dealing with people like me. Well,
I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, she deserves a pay rise.
She certainly does. She's learning it all. But yeah, they have a beautiful machine that you just put it in and it just strips it. I believe it cost about 5,000 quid. You know, it weren't a little thing.
Yeah, but what they paid for that armored and what they're getting out of it, they won't be long making the money back. if someone keeps throwing that in every week.
Hey, Irish, you can just hear this. You know, Libby sitting there. She's like, Ian, why are you wearing the reflective desk and talking to all the people that are coming up with their truckloads? Why are you taking stuff? You don't need to help them unload that stuff.
Yeah, if he was there and he seen the guy coming in with that armored cable, he would have taken it off his hands fairly quick.
Well, yeah, I'd love to, but you don't cook the golden goose, do you? You don't. You know where you're not supposed to tread, don't you?
Yes. It's all right going around the recycling centres with your yellow jacket on, helping old people take out their appliances out of the back of their car and doing the slow walk, waiting for them to drive away and then turn around and put it in your car.
Watch the next video. I played a blinder tonight. So I stripped a lot of that out cable. I thought, I'm going to do with all this out of plastic. Well, I thought, I've got to go to the recycle centre. I used an axe. I chopped it all up into little bits. I got a 1 ton bag. I threw it all in. Lots of other plastic. I thought, well, it was getting on towards tea time. I thought, I need a bottle of wine. I'll call the shop first. And I thought, oh, it's rather a nice day. So I got 2 boxes of ice lollies. 6 for £1.50. So it cost me £3. I get to the scrapyard and you're wondering why. So I get to the tip, give the lollies out, because you're going to show your driving license and all that lot. Here, guys, I know it's hot weather and here's some lollies. Help you cool down. Drive round. So they're all eating the lollies.
So Ian is the only one with a yellow jacket on when everyone pulls up.
So, hey, I could get rid of my stuff without them saying, what's all this? Because as soon as they see what looks like cable, they're on it. The outer sheathing, red,
Yes.
black, blue, that's all they're on it. So, hey, that went in. And then they're all up there eating the lollies, and I'm like, I'll give you a hand with that, love.
And it makes it to the back of his boot. So Ian is the only one that goes to the tip and comes back with more than he brought.
Trouble is, I tell you now, it paid for the journey.
The lollies were well worth it. A good investment. You're something else, Ian Matthews. So yeah.
Oh, look at Lisa, my hoarder of junk. Wash your mouth out, Lee.
I'm noticing there, Ian, like we still can't see much happening behind you yet.
I turned the calendar over.
Who's on the calendar for this month, Ian?
Oh, come on, it's E-Waste, Mike.
Hey.
But look at how easy it is for Ian to turn. He can actually do a pirouette in the space there.
Well, he did manage to paint his floor. I said that already. So that was one achievement, to paint the floor.
It's looking good in there. It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's not so good in here at the moment. I started going that way in tunneling, and then because the leg was like...
The leg was going this way and that way. It was 2 different turns.
Yeah, I thought I better stop there and start taking stuff off the top.
Yeah, it was doing 2 different. It was doing 2 different turns. It wasn't just falling backwards; it was falling backwards and sideways at the same time.
It was hard to show on the camera.
Yeah, well, you got one angle right. When you turned it at one spot, you could actually see the tilt on both ways. So
he's like,
whoa.
Anyway, we're getting there. One small step at a time. We're getting there. And I've been starting to become ruthless. Just picking stuff up and going, scrap it. And it's gone.
Yeah. The
alternators, I was like that. I'm sure they were stripping, but having done the exercise, if I had a press, I could cut the time down. But the time was in stripping the
copper out of
it. The stator.
Yeah.
That was painful. That was absolutely painful.
Knocking the copper out of that.
Yeah. I must have spent 35 minutes just doing that one.
Yeah, but I liked when you cut it first, and then you were cutting the bottom off. You're doing, and you hit it with the hammer, and all the copper fell out on the watch-call part.
That surprised me. I thought I would have to take the other side off.
Yes.
Apparently, you only have to take. I very rarely come across these things. I'm not in the mechanicking business, so I very rarely see them. So that was. I've done them in the past. I just know they're a pain to do.
But would it not be worth just cutting instead of doing the whole lot of the motor, just cut that, take that lump of copper out, and then put the rest in, as whatever? Would it be worth it? Then you get a lot more done in an hour.
Well, they haven't actually gone scrapyard yet. Never say never, but
No, because that's what I do. If it's that easy to get that bit of copper out, just get the grinder, cut it, bang, knock it out. There's a lump of copper. There's a lump of copper. And you do that in 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah, with a 9-inch grinder, 10 minutes you'd get
the
majority of it out.
Yeah. And don't worry about the hard stuff then. Just put the hard stuff in as your copper bearing, whatever motor or whatever goes in as. You know?
Those 9-inch grinders will wear you out, though, don't they, Ian? I mean, not only are they just a little bit heavier, but the torque on those things when you're going through, when you're cutting through. So I was amazed how much extra work that 9-incher can be.
I'm just reading a comment then. Yeah, I mean, if you get a thin blade, a bit scurry, but yeah, they do it pretty quick. Well, I always approach everything I do with, hey, I've only got 10 years left to live anyway, so does it matter?
E-Waste June is asking, what's in the green tote behind you there, Ian? I think she's trying to get you to pull it out so it all collapses down.
You're having a laugh. You're having a giraffe. Yes. Watch in about 15 videos time. I'll let you know.
Oh, 15. More like 50 videos time. Definitely not going to be 15. No way you're going to get that done in 15.
There's no way I'm pulling that off until I've taken all
like,
that.
When you say it'd be 15 videos if you didn't collect anything else. But because you keep collecting, Jordan, you might get 3 videos where you've taken stuff apart. And then the 4th one is I picked up all this stuff, So that will add some more time.
Oh, this place I went to, the skip that forever giveth, and I know the guy, and they're happy because I'm okay. I'm an okay guy, I'm genuine. I won't rip them off. And call me up, move units. He's actually shut the unit now. I went up. It took me 40 minutes to drive to the place. It's only 7 miles. He'd give up and gone home. So he came back. So I've got all this. And my face went. And it's like, there was half a ton of this on one pallet and half a ton of that on other pallets. That's a ton. He took me to the bin full of cable. Says, all that going, there's this going. I went, oh. I said, to be honest, I know we've arranged this. I said, but I can only do one trip. I said, I got a message from the dentist last night. I said, I've got a dental appointment today. And he's like, oh, well, fucking hell. He said, I thought you'd like, I said, I've only got a car. I said, I'll tell you. He said, well, what are you taking? I said, I'll tell you what, I'll take that cable.
Yeah, the cable, the easy target.
Yes. So I left there and I drove to work. I mean, because there's some people in, skeleton staff. I went in, the boss was there. I showed him some photographs. I said, do you want to go and pick this stuff up? I told him, it's £130 a ton. I said, by the time you come here, I'm bolted on, it's not worth anything. He said, okay, I just want it gone. So for me, it weren't worth it. It's without traffic, 30 minutes there. Drive back to my scrapyard with half a ton. Go
How
back.
Does it take 30 minutes to drive 7 miles?
I know it's because the school holidays are on, so they've put roadworks on everywhere.
Oh, because I go to work. I have to travel 20-something miles to work, and I can do it in 20 minutes.
No, try sticking 3 lots of roadworks in your way. No, I saw the boss and I said, do you want to send a? We've got like a Jippo truck. I said, do you want to send that and a couple of guys on Tuesday and just pick it all up, throw it in your skip? He went, yeah.
So there you go. But you got the best of it, the wire. So you did.
I certainly did.
You got the best of it, the wire out of it. That was a nice bit out of it. But they only come along once in a blue moon, them sort of finds where you get that.
It's probably going to die a death now that they've moved units. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's better. It's actually on my way home. But I already seen the new unit, and they've got a lockable skip. I told him I want a key for the skip. So I think really that's just died a death now. You know, he's got a nice new unit, but it's at the end of a one-way street. It's just difficult.
You'd have to buy a van, Ian.
No, you can't go to the tip with a van.
They'd be saying, "Hold on a second, this is a commercial guy coming in here."
Shucks. Hang on.
What's he trying to do?
I'm trying to read the chat.
I could have made it bigger onto the screen for you if that's what you're trying to read what Jack put down for you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. You've only 10 years left, Shark. Couldn't believe you're 76 already.
Welcome in, James P. I like that video that you done about James P. and the shed and the part he was looking for.
The critical element there, Ian, is that I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't want to have to deal with that interval between living and dying that tends to be painful.
Yeah. I just want to. Only yesterday I was talking to a guy in the street, and he says, I'll tell you the tale he told me. He said, I've worked with a guy for 25 years, 30, 20 years. He says, he's one of those guys. Oh, do you ever see that film? Was it called Big Fish?
Yes.
Where he told tales which were too tall to believe.
Yes.
But come to the funeral, all the people that he'd met in his life were there. He said he's a bit like that. He said he's a bit of a rogue. He used to colorize his chat. He says, anyway, he said, for example, he said he went off to Australia when it was £10 to go off to Australia. He said he got a job in a gold mine, drilling the dynamite holes. He said, but he got the opportunity to thieve, that's the word, thieve, the week's gold takings. But he got caught. He says, and the Australian copper was saying to him, all right, catch, whatever. He said, well, what happens now? He said, well, basically you go to jail and then you get deported. He says, but if you give the gold back, you'll only serve half your time. He says, and how long would that be? He said, be about 18 months. He said, if I don't give the gold back, he says, you'll serve 3 years. He said, I can do 3 years. So apparently he did the 3 years, but kept the gold.
And got deported.
And then got deported. Anyway, the old story about this is it was time for his retirement. So he says, I don't want a party. I don't want nothing. I just want to fade away into the background. He says, I'm going to leave some money behind the social bar for everyone. They can have a good drink on me. And that's it. And he did that. And he died in his sleep the same night.
Hey, well, that's the way to go, isn't it? In your sleep.
So
close your eyes. You won't even know about it. You just snooze off like you would every other night going to sleep, and that's it. It's gone.
see, my only problem is I know if I die, my wife's gonna like do some voodoo, dig me back up again, and say, "Clear that shed."
Well, you know how the thing Beetlejuice. Well, it'll be Ian Matthews, and it'll just reappear.
Yeah, it'll be the Living Dead version of Ian.
Yeah.
The
Scrapping Dead.
Oh, it's actually getting. Oh, should I realize? Should I iterate this on live stream? I'm actually realizing I have got a problem that I can't.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I can't actually.
Hold on. This has to be full screen when we hear this one.
I can't actually get rid of anything, and it's so hard, it's all right keeping stuff. I'm thinking, well, I might use that for some metal art and put it to one side.
God, metal art.
But as I'm coming this way, I'm just picking stuff up, so it's like the alternators. I've had them for a good while. In fact, I even forgot that I had them down there. And it's like, okay, there we go. I'm going to build that machine, show YouTube how it's done. And as Ghost Jed says, Ian, just weigh him in, you get £7. And you think, yeah, all right, I'll do that. And then that little one on your shoulder says, no, don't listen to him. Got one over. Like, but as soon as I start getting into this lot, it's like, yeah, I just don't need it.
And the devil and the angel on either one of Ian's shoulders. The devil has a big old grinder in his hand, and every time the angel says, Ian, just take it, just sell it, just get rid of it, the devil's over there going ring, ring, ring. So Ian can't hear the angel telling him to take it to the tip. I can just see that one playing out.
All he hears is the angle grinder going. That's all he hears. But Ian, it must be like when you're tidying up there, you must come across stuff that you picked up 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and you go, oh, I forgot I picked that up. Is that like, I seen it in one of your videos, which one was it? You pick something, you go, oh, I forgot I had these or whatever it was, or that's where they've been,
I know.
I was looking for them 3 years ago. I couldn't find them. Now I know where they are.
Ian, I tell you what made a huge difference for me was when we relocated up here to the mountains, because I had to fit everything in the pod, which was both a size and a weight constraint. And so there was a lot of, decisions on what to keep and what to get rid of because of the move.
Once I've done all this lot, I've got my attic to do.
and you've got underneath to do, Ian, the pit. You've got
there's even the pit as well. But
and a secret location.
So in the attic, I can tell you now, it's so I was a keen, avid computer gamer, when I subscribed to all the magazines, and I kept every magazine. So in the attic, there's magazines going back to 1998, and they're all stacked up on a shelf. And you think, with all the associated, floppy disks and eventually CDs that came with each, and you think, what are you doing with all them? Now, there is a museum in Lee, a computer museum, and I'm thinking, I wonder if I could offload all these magazines to them. I do have this rose-tinted glasses thing about, when I've retired, time, I'll sit down and I'll replay all those old games. Well, I tried one about 2 years ago, It just didn't work. The refresh rate, the computer hertz, they're just not compatible
with the new tellies.
Yeah. Now, my friend, my neighbour says the only way to get around that is actually get a good spec computer that will emulate Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever.
Windows 95.
Yeah. DOS.
Yeah, you can get emulators to go to think backwards like that.
Yeah, but you've got to have a beefier PC than this thing. I think one of the valves is glowing in there.
When my dad passed away, he collected National Geographics, and my brother finally found a collector that would take them, and my brother said that it was literally over a ton of National Geographic magazines that my dad had collected, just boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. So I can just imagine when it's time for Mrs. Shark to sell all my Playboys. God, that's going to be ridiculous.
Well, James Speed reckons it's modified bodies that's up in his attic. That's what he's up there. So that's what's up there. Anyhow, before we finish up, I'll just shoot around and ask everyone what they're doing for the week. So, Shark Scrapper, what's your plan for the week?
Oh, let's see. I've got a bunch of stuff to process. I'm putting together another Gaylord box for board sort. Of course, there's always videos to be made. I got to fix a video from the math error that I talked about before, and I'm due for a pickup at the scrapyard. I'm sure that they've got a couple pallets for me to pick up. So busy week ahead.
You have a busy week ahead. Ian Matthews, what's your plan for the week?
Just let me type. Following, should I put months or years? I put months. I'm optimistic. Well, I've got the video I've done today about all that wire. I've still got the video to edit where I stripped the 2 centrifuges. I'm just going to get around to doing that. And of course, I've only tomorrow off and then I'm back to work. Oh, 2 days. 2 days.
And would you not get another day? Because tomorrow's a bank holiday, is it not? Are you not bank holiday?
No, not in the UK, no.
Oh, it's a bank holiday here in Ireland tomorrow, so we have tomorrow off, so that's okay. So we can look forward to a couple of videos coming this week, maybe again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Can't believe it's passed so quickly just chatting to you guys. So I was gonna go in and just enjoy myself, watch another episode or 2 of The Sandman, and just you wake up, your day's just full when it's the end of the day and you have to go to bed.
Yeah. You just get into the mood for doing stuff and it's time to go to bed. That's what I find. Get up in the morning, go, I'll do this, and then you do something else, and then next thing the day is gone from you all of a sudden. Anyhow, I'm about to finish up. Go on. What are we going to say? Go on.
Shark Scrapper, I was listening to you about your talking about your missus in her car and the insurance and all that lot. So me daughter-in-law, so she had a bump. Then she's got an electric car. And basically, it's driving slowly down the street, and a guy came out, and he ran into her front wheel. That is all. She had the baby in the back, no drama, hardly any damage. But being an electric car, took it to the place. Oh, unfortunately, this is the drive wheel with the motor on. So they wrote the car off.
Whoa.
It was hardly anything, honestly. Hardly anything. I've seen the pictures. But they wrote the car off. Now, she'd only had it, I'd say, 8 weeks, 2 months. They paid 11,700 quid for it. The insurance would only pay out £10,000.
That's
Wow.
more than I would have expected. If she bought it for 11,000 and they gave her 10,000, that's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
So they wrote the car off and offered her 10,000. She went, hang on, I paid 11,700 for this only 2 months ago. It's not depreciated £2,000 in 8 weeks.
Anyhow, I have to shut you up for a minute, Ian,
All right.
because it's all this is going live, you see. So, guys, thanks for being in. Hit the like if you haven't already before you leave. Putting the link in for Solars there. If you haven't watched my last video, you can go and see me get some gold there if you wish. And as always, appreciate you all for being in. So catch you on the next one. Check out the
Bye
link.
all. Thanks for